I have got this packaged up. I have made the fateful decision to send it back and get a refund. This reminds me of why I got into buying retro arcade stuff in the first place. It fundamentally has everything to do with the joystick. I just sat and listened to the news and tried to pull off dragon punches consistently. And the results were inconsistent. And I've got to sit there and say to myself, look, even though the price on this was so great, about 36 US dollars, from my perspective, 50% off, or this is maybe a little bit better than 50% off. Great price, beautiful product, beautiful packaging, looks great on a shelf, very impressive as a gift. But if we're talking about controls that are less accurate than using your cell phone, then cell phone emulation, I really can't co-sign it. I can't justify $36. I can't justify $5. For me, it's really only the tactile element of retro video games that I care about. I'm someone who maybe plays a video game for 5 minutes, maximum 15 minutes. But if I play a game for 15 minutes, I'm sitting there with a friend or a girlfriend. I don't play video games alone. So, I had this memory from my youth of being in a department store where they had the Neo Geo AES set out for customers to try. That jet black joystick that happened once. So I could figure out what age I was. Was I 11 years old or something? Just once I saw and laid hands on that jet black Neo Geo AES joystick. And throughout my whole childhood and teenage years, I never had an arcade quality joystick at home. During the coronavirus years, I really didn't have a lot else to do. I bought my first several arcade quality joysticks, Sanwa parts, Senmitsu parts, that kind of thing. And I can't go back. If I were willing to go back, if I were willing to use something where it's inaccurate to the point where 2 times out of 3 you can get a dragon punch, 3 times out of 5 you can get a fireball, where every time you feel like you're rolling the dice and you're struggling with and struggling against the controls. If the controls are worse than an original Sega Genesis control pad, if the controls are worse than the on-screen controls to your cell phone, the controls are worse than the Nintendo 3DS, like whatever it is, I just can't do it. I just can't justify spending 5 minutes of my time using this. 5 minutes, no. 15 minutes, no. And that's all I spend playing video games, guys. I am not someone who ever spends 1 hour playing a video game. And if I can't justify spending 5 minutes doing it, I can't justify $50, $30, $50. So it's beautiful to look at, the actual plastic deck there, the decorative elements. But I was not shopping for a Christmas tree ornament. It's painful, but I'm going to box it up and send it in for the refund.